Hi, I'm Moody. Welcome to this week's blog post. This week we're going to show you how to put a backing on a reel when you're spooling up with braid. As you might notice, braid only comes in usually 150 to 300 metre spools, which is quite expensive. So outfits like these, if you want to fill them up with 30-pound braid, well, you're going to need about 600 metres, which is the bottom 300 metres you're never going to use anyway. So what we do is we put a mono backing on there. Here's some old leader material, some old mono you got lying around, just a little bit heavier breaking strain than what you're using for your braid. So what we've simply done is we've I've got some old leader material here, 40-pound. I've run it through the guides, down onto the spool, and I've tied a blood knot onto the spool, which is pretty easy. Most people know how to do that. So now I'm just going to wind on enough line so I can fit 300 metres, a 300 metre spool onto the top of that. Because if I just put that 300 metres straight on there, the spool's only going to be half full. So what we're going to do is put the mono backing on first, and then we'll show you how to connect it. But for those of you that don't know how to tie the blood knot around your spool, we'll just quickly show you that now. It's rather simple. Run your line down through your guides, then go around your spool with your line, pull it back through. You can go around twice if you like, but most likely you're never going to see the bottom of the spool anyway. So then we just simply tie a blood knot as you would a hook. And pull it down tight on the spool, pulling down really tight. Snip your tag off. And now, just a matter of winding it on till you get to the right level. Now, an easy way to do this, if you've got another reel the same, put your braid on there first, wind your 300 metre spool on, and then attach your mono backing, and then wind it on till you come up almost to the top of the spool. Then you transfer it back over to the other reel, because your mono backing will then go on first. But I know roughly how much I need, so I'm just going to wind on this backing now, and then we'll show you how to connect the braid. Okay, we're winding on the backing now, making it nice and tight as it goes on. Never have a loose backing, or for that matter, when you're winding braid on too, you don't want it loose, you want it to be pulled tight. Now what I've done is, I've got the backing on the reel now, up to around about where I want it. Now I'm going to tie the backing to the braid that we're going to put on top of it. And it's pretty much simple. It's just like the system we use for fishing. A double in your braid tied to a leader. And you just treat that as a leader using a Albright knot. So firstly, what we do is simply just tie a double using a spider hitch. Doesn't have to be a bimini twist or anything. Now what I'm doing, I've got my double here now, my braid. Just keep that tight to the spool down around your toes or something like that. Now simply fold over your backing, which we'll treat it as a leader, and just tie an Albright knot. Simply lay that on top there. Come back down around all those strands. You can find out how to do these knots on the internet much easier. It's a bit hard to film here. We don't have the camera equipment to do it. So we're just going to finish that off. Pull him up tight. Snip it off, and that's how you simply join your braid to your backing. Okay, now we're going to wind it on. Just a matter of getting the knot on the reel first. Now we're getting to the braid. So what we want to do, put a glove on or a rag, wrap it round twice so the pull's nice and firm. You don't want to be putting on braid on loose, because otherwise it's going to, when it's under load from a big fish, it's going to dig down underneath and go through other strands, pull into your reel and probably snap you off. So it's imperative that you put your braid on nice and taut. Also, make sure you feather the line across the reel, don't let it build up in one spot. Otherwise you can take this to a tackle shop, and I'm pretty sure for only a few dollars, if you buy your braid and all that from there, they'll do it for you. But what I've done here is I've just put the spool Over on the bench there, down in a hole, wedge it in with a tent peg. Makes it nice and easy to wind on. Okay, we've got it all wound on now, nice and tight. Our backing's underneath, nice and tight as well, that's the monofilament. Use any monofilament, as long as it's a bit heavier than the breaking strain of the braid you're using. And if you're wondering what sort of braid I use the Rovex Airstrike. It's a very tough, very anti-abrasive braid. I find it excellent for bottom bashing, for reds and finger mark and all that sort of stuff. We even use it for barra fishing with jigs and that sort of thing. And that's the Finor Lethal lever drags. They're a new reel to the market. This one's a 2-speed as well. And the rod I'm using is the Ocean Jeweler 20 to 30 pound outfit from Gary Howard. Great little outfit if you're going to go out and bottom bash for reds or trout around the reefs, anything like that.